The following is an interview with the president of Russia, Vladimir Putin, shot February 6, 2024 at about 7 p.m. in the building behind us, which is, of course, the Kremlin.
What I saw, at least from an American perspective, was Tucker Carlson, the former Fox News anchor and talking head, making a kind of desperate bid for relevance.
Here it is. Mr. President, thank you.
It's kind of more important as an event that happened than it is as something in terms of content.
Voor de eerste keer sinds Rusland de oorlog in Oekraïne startte, laat Poetin zich interviewen door iemand uit het Westen. De Amerikaanse opiniemaker Tucker Carlson.
Carlson's not a journalist, right? He's a media personality who focuses on stoking political outrage.
Tucker Carlson has been an American right-wing or sort of right-leaning talking head, and has been a pretty powerful force. He's been an omnipresent force for my entire life, appearing on CNN, the show Crossfire, kind of early television debate show.
Now this is theater. I mean, it's obvious. How old are you?
35.
And you wear a bow tie.
Yeah, I do.
Maar Tucker werd echt groot met zijn conservatieve monologen in zijn opinieprogramma op Fox News.
I think the program itself was considered, I think rightly, the most influential place in cable news for a very long time.
He provided his spin on contemporary political events from a very sort of MAGA, very pro-Trump perspective.
Narratives would first start percolating, on right-wing forums. They'd move up to Reddit, they would show up on Twitter, right? And then all of a sudden, Tucker would pick them up, and then they would be not only news, but they would be the legislative agenda for the Republican Party.
Maar Carlson dreef vaak af naar de extreemrechtse hoek.
That means that you go into some pretty dark places. And one of those dark places for Tucker was this idea of the great replacement theory.
The left becomes unhinged if you point out that American voters are being replaced by Democratic Party loyalists from other countries.
Now to Fox News anchor Tucker Carlson under fire, losing more advertisers this morning after claiming immigrants make America poorer and dirtier.
We have a moral obligation to admit the world's poor, they tell us, even if it makes our own country poorer and dirtier and more divided. White supremacy, that's the problem. This is a hoax. Just like the Russia hoax, it's a conspiracy theory used to divide the country and keep a hold on power.
Uiteindelijk dreef Carlson het te ver. Vorig jaar werd hij abrupt ontslagen.
His falling out with Fox was finally around the Dominion suit, the voting machine company that they were attacking, and they were alleging that the election had been stolen, which of course was untrue.
Following breaking news and days after Fox News settled with Dominion voting systems for close to $1 billion, we are learning of a big change at the network. One of the company's top hosts, Tucker Carlson, is now out.
Carlson and his popular primetime show were accused of spreading disinformation about Dominion and the entire 2020 election.
So now he has what he calls the Tucker Carlson Network. As if he'd started a new network, it is a website where he puts up his content, which is mostly interviews with people.
Na elke avond ongeveer 3 miljoen Amerikanen bereikt te hebben op Fox News, moet Tucker nu plots via zijn website vechten voor elke kijker.
The Putin publicity stunt is something he hopes will increase his numbers and increase the number of subscribers to his website that he calls a network so that he can make more money.
Poetin weet dat hij van Tucker Carlson geen hard weerwerk zal krijgen en hij gebruikt dit interview om vrij ongestoord zijn eigen verhaal te brengen.
One might think he's going to get softball questions. He didn't really get hardly any questions. He just talked for 2 hours.
Don't you have anything better to do? You have issues on the border, issues with migration, issues with the national debt, more than $33 trillion. You have nothing better to do, so you should fight in Ukraine? Wouldn't it be better to negotiate with Russia?
De vraag is maar hoeveel mensen zijn propaganda zal bereiken.
It might reinforce an attitude that already exists among some on the far right and the politicians who most adamantly oppose any kind of aid to Ukraine. But it's hard to imagine it making new converts. I think it is material that really speaks to the choir in many ways, preaches to the choir.
Shall we end here, or is there anything else?
No, I think that's great. Thank you, Mr. President.